Man, it sucks starting this late. But I'm back here. I'm gonna trim these bushes before I do anything, and then I'm gonna cut it and then roll on out. It's cold again. Yesterday I was out there in short sleeves all the way till dark. Today, freaking freezing. All right, here we go. So we're going to make a few extra dollars here. I'm going to tell you how much. We're going to trim these bushes and we're going to cut this weekly lawn. So every week I swing by here and I make $30 for cutting the grass, and it's an easy peasy yard because I can fit any mower that I want into the backyard. There's no fence surrounding it. I don't have to worry about anything. I can go down between those two houses. I can go down the driveway, and this yard doesn't take me that long. Now, he always asked me to trim the bushes whenever they start to get a little bit straggly, and also right off the bat of the year, which is right now. So when I do these, I charge him just $5 a bush. That's how I would bid them for a regular weekly customer. 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks. So I'm going to be here and I'm going to make $50 today. I was already going to be here, and so I have my hedge trimmers with me, and I am going to go around them. Now, what kind of bushes are they? Some people know, some people don't. I never actually paid attention to that for all these decades. I just know that I'm trying to make them look better, shape them up. Some people want them more round. Some people want them with like a flat top like this. And you just go around and make them look good. You don't really have to know what kind of bush it is unless you're really cutting a bunch of stuff off. Now, the only problem I have here is I didn't bring along like a tarp or anything to lay down below, which I had some old sheets that I had cut a slit in, and I could put them around like a tree skirt, and I'd let the clippings fall on those. But today I just jumped out and started doing it, so I'm going to have to blow all that out of there. And a few rocks, maybe a dozen of them, flew out with it, and I picked them up and threw them back in when I was done. Then I saw another one while I was cutting the front yard and tossed it in there too. That's about the only cleanup I really had. So I'm going to say that you really do need to get some hedge trimmers if you're going to be serious about the lawn care business. Actually, I'm going to say the order of importance goes like this: a vehicle, a mower, a trimmer, a blower, then hedge trimmers. Because some people will not hire you unless you can also take care of their bushes and shrubs. And so the hedge trimmer comes in handy. Like I said here, I'm only getting $5 each for these. But if the neighbor was to come out and say, hey, can you do these 5 bushes in front of my house? I'd charge them $10 each. I know it takes time to build up your equipment, so don't be discouraged and don't give up. You might not get hedge trimmers until the second or third season, and that's just how it's going to be. But once you do get them, you can pick up a lot more work. By the way, I got this yard in 2008 from a flyer. What you do now is you like rake the top of it off and you blow out underneath there, and then you'll have more sprouts sticking up at the top, and you will see around the bottom what else you need to do, and then you go ahead and trim that up. And they're not super perfect, but that's how you do it. And you go, for me, that was very fast. It's not the best job, but it's done because I have the hedge trimmer. 5, 5, 5, 5. That's it. Sometimes later in the year, they'll have me trim those rose bushes down. So that's $20 plus the cut. So $30 a yard. I got $50 today. So I still got 2 of them to do. Then I gotta clean these up. All right. Time to trim some more shrubs. Now this is what I mean by shrubs. Small little bushes. And when I picked this yard up, I did offer to maintain them for free to do the yard, and it's my super tiny yard. Well, one of my super tinies, and it's $25 for this yard. I haven't raised the price on them, and I do these 3 times a year, no charge. Now I don't offer that anymore, but at the time when I did, because it ain't that big a deal. It's not that hard to do something like that. But on a new yard, I just charge $5 a bush. That'd be $20 right there. And it's the same deal, same routine as last. All right, another lawn and more hedges, bushes, and shrubs. Now, those are all different things, sort of. I think of hedges are taller, a little bit, there's no gap between them. It's just a long hedge line. And then bushes would be these. And then shrubs are smaller. That's kind of how I say it, but I interchange the words and just talk sometimes. So I'm just going around here. I kind of tuck things in at the bottom, and I am making them the shape that I found them in years ago. You see, when I got this yard, she called me because she was a friend of one of my other customers. And this happened a long time ago, maybe 1998. And so when I went over to give her a quote, I noticed this yard is super tiny. And you've seen this before. It's the yard that the back end, the driveway goes all the way to their garage. And then there's a concrete pad in a little shed that looks like a dollhouse. All that pretty much takes up the backyard. If I spend 6 minutes in the backyard, that's a lot. Okay, so when I quoted her $25, she was happy with it. And that was like, 1998, right? And I thought, cool, right? It's going to take me, it's going to be easy peasy again. And so then I told her that I like to do it weekly, and I go, if I have to miss because of rain, then I will swing by and get you back on track. But I go until I think the season's done, or until you say stop. So I'll be out here all year. And she goes, oh, that's great with me. Just come on by anytime you can, every week. And I'm like, perfect. And then she asked about these bushes. And I said, yeah, I can take care of them. And at that point, I didn't want to lose the gig. So I said, oh, don't worry about them. I'll just go over them 2 or 3 times every year for free. And then if you ever need something else, just let me know. But I'll keep them under control. You see, I don't make that deal anymore. I don't offer that because I really don't need any extra work. I'm booked solid. But at the time, it was a selling point. It made her think that I was easy to deal with, and I gave extras too. So it sold the gig, and here you go, 10, 15 years later, I'm still at the house. So how much money did I make because I offered to trim these 4 bushes for free? Also, I have picked up other jobs because people have swung by and stopped by my truck, taken my number down while I was in the backyard, called me, or a few times they've just pulled over and had me go give them quotes. A few of them worked out, some of them didn't. I would say that every single yard that I've had for more than a season or 2 has led to another job opportunity. Whether I got the gig or I wanted the gig, but it led to it. I got sidetracked, but I'm not doing the job that I was just offered. So back to this, and I'm gonna go ahead and hurry it up. The cool thing about doing these, like this is still a legacy account, so I'm doing them for free basically, because I'm not gonna raise prices on them. The cool thing about it is I can make it look however I want. I'm in charge. It is a good feeling once you start to feel relaxed on a property, and then, like I said, you feel in charge, like you're not really doing anything wrong, right? So, at first you could be freaked out about the neighbors looking at you and what people are thinking. Are they looking out the windows? I've had all that stuff, okay? But also, a lot of that was mainly in my head. That was my insecurity issues, and I've dealt with that my entire life, along with anxiety. But I was still able to do things like this. And if you're in the lawn care business, you're going to go out and meet the property owners, do walkthroughs with them, and it's going to freak you out at first. You're going to probably plan out scripts and talking points, but I've done that, and it never really goes according to plan, and it doesn't sound right, doesn't flow right. So I say just be natural, and whatever happens, happens. The good thing is, once you get the gig, you are kind of on your own and do not have to deal with too many people. And once you start to feel comfortable, it gets a lot better for you. That's why I filmed on this yard, because I've been there so long. There was a lot of yards I'd never dared show, and they were good ones. There's your aftermath before you judge. Take a look. Oh yeah, a lot better than that one. Had to park over here. Because when I pulled up, that guy was backing up in that van. I didn't know what he was going to do, so I just kind of let him do his thing. And then these freaks talked to me, and I said, I'll pass, I got too much to do. It's too windy to film out here. So I just got this one done. And one of the things I was going to tell you about a trailer and stuff. Well, first of all right, I'm going to get out and make this, whatever. All right, I know it's windy, but bear with me. So I just did this yard, and they're having some work done here. And they had all these boxes and stuff all over the boulevard, but the guy came out and picked them up for me. Sometimes they don't. And sometimes you'll pull up at a yard and they'll be having like siding put on or a roof or whatever, but it's like the yard still is real tall and it needs to be cut. And you just got to kind of work around it. If they're putting a roof on, use your push mower around the whole area because there's going to be nails down there. You don't want any flats. So another point I was going to make here about like my trailer. You go, oh man, you need a wider trailer or a longer trailer. Not in this city, you don't. Because I'm coming around this corner now, I have to fit through here. Some of these streets are more narrow than this. So when I back out of here, I have to go right through here. And also, I'm kind of like blocking up stuff. I can't even really park in front of their house without blocking their driveway. And sometimes I can't help but block other people's driveways. Or I have to park way down the street. And then, if you park way down the street, that'll be the time you run out of trimmer string when you're in the backyard. You have to come walking back around and all at your truck. Or somebody will try and rip off your equipment, you know? And what are you gonna do? You're gonna drop it all, carry it all down there, you know? Come back, get more, come back, get more, and then put it all back? No. So, a compact little setup, a pickup truck with a lawnmower in the bed of it is the best way to make a lot of money cutting these little bitty residential yards and medium-sized ones too. You can make the money. That's the best way. You can fit anywhere. You're not in anybody's way. You can pull in their driveway if you had to. And in my town, it's all about being compact. And I gotta figure out how to get out of here now. Can you see the time? I can't see crap. But I can see this. Oh my gosh. Look at this freaking disaster. Look at all that crap growing up in there. Oh. So I made it here. First cut of the year. Horrible disaster. The last thing I needed to throw in the middle of the day. I was just cruising along, but like I said, hopefully I only have to do 1 or 2 of these a day for this week, and that will be it. Got a pretty tall patch back there. I panicked. I went home, got the 48. So we're gonna put the Ferris on this yard. I'm not gonna take it on the front here because there are some little dips and doodles, like right here. And there are a couple little ones out in there. I'm probably gonna get the 36 out, go around and trim it. And it's going to be a combination. It's going to be all of it. 21, 36, 48. Because this side right here is very easy to scalp when you go along here. If you go up that way, it would scalp. And then you go across, it dips right there. Right here. It'll get you. So it's a combo. I'll get a clip of me in the backyard because this front's just a mess. A lot of trimming. I do it all. Trim, edge, blow it off, mow the yard, get rid of gumballs and leaves, all by myself. I like that. Nice and peaceful. Yeah, real peaceful. Actually, it is pretty peaceful. The birds are still chirping. I better drown them out. What are we gonna listen to? Let's just play music roulette. Wednesday 13. Oh, that sounds like a good band. Might want to look into them. Okay, freaks. Super windy. Million things to tell you. So we'll start right here where the wind might be kind of calm. All right, first of all, this guy over here, I don't want to see me filming, but tough. Okay, he's having troubles. All right, he's
butchering that yard. There's clumps everywhere. And when you get in a situation like that, small mower, super tall yard, his problem right now is he's willing to fight it and keep bogging his mower down. And there's no diss on him, he just doesn't know. It'd be easier to raise, he's got it set too short. Easier to raise it up, and then just cut the whole thing, give it a nice even, cut on high, then lower it to medium, and then go over it and catch up next week on it. So it's easier to double cut it, take about that much off, and then take about that much off second cut. You'd be in a lot better shape. Okay, I just picked up this yard. What do I have going on here? I start next week, but she might want to wait a little bit longer, she said, because she put seed down. And because all this, I guess, zoysia died out. So there you go. Come across the street, I pick it up, start next week, weekly. Bing, bang, boom. I could have picked this one up. The lady's daughter just pulled in the driveway. She was doing some stuff in the house, talking to her mom. She came out and said that she takes care of the yard for her mom. Well, obviously, I never see him taking care of it before. And she said, we'd like to have it cut. And I go, is this a one-time thing? Or, and she goes, no, like every 10 days. And I said, well, you know what? I just picked up the one across the street. I'm super busy. And I'm looking over here and I see all this stuff. And I've seen it for a couple of years now, looking like crapola. So, it's gumballs and sticks. So I said, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my friend's number. That's what I did. Gave her my buddy Steve's number. And I've hooked him up with a lot of yards that are not so desirable. But he still takes them because he has help. And she'll call him, she'll get a price from him. It will either happen or it won't, but I don't have any time for that. I just picked up that one. And I got other stuff to do. So that's it. I am full. I don't care if it's right next door to this one or that one or any of the others. I'm done. That's it. And I gave away a great big yard, a great big apartment complex, a commercial property. I gave away that one Saturday. I'll have to show you that and tell you the story later on. And I want to actually get Steve on this channel, and he might be down with it. But we'll see in the future. Right now, let's go in the backyard with the 48. Let me blow this crap off first. I might blow it over there. Let Steve take care of it. Look at the gutter he's gonna have to clean. I told her, I said, if you want him to do like clean out the gutter and all that over there, get all this stuff up, it's gonna be more money this first time, So, whoa, 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 whoa. That's how it goes. More money for that type of stuff. Yeah, let's go in the backyard.
All right, here we go with the backyard, and I'm using the Ferris 48. I still have only used it just a very few times. I'm not used to it, so I'm going slow. Be easy, Greg, be easy. Don't freak out. You can do this. Don't hit their air conditioning unit on the side of the house because you might ruin your mower. I joke about that, but not really. There's some seriousness to it. So the first thing you're going to notice about this backyard is that the grass is the special blend. It's called the Granite City Mix. It's a version of 4 different types of grasses and 9 types of weeds. Mainly chickweed and clover in this one. So all the purple stuff, that's chickweed. And it does not cut. It lays down. It hides from the blade. The blade with the vacuum, chickweed's got that figured out. It ducks it every time. So what you have to do is lower your deck. It's the first cut of the season, and I'm going low enough to get rid of that purple chickweed. But, it will pop back up. Luckily, it disappears after a few weeks. Now there's also this clover in here, and clover does pretty much the same thing. You have to cut it low to get rid of it. So in order to do that, and look right there, it's about as tall as my deck right there. That'd be the fescue and stuff growing. And so I'm going to have to do like I'm doing. Not really a pattern. We're not here to stripe. We're here to go back and forth. I'm going to double cut and probably triple cut certain areas because I don't want to leave any clumps. I'm trying to make it look good and just get it started for the year. And then after that, we'll be okay. But until then, yeah, look at all that stuff discharging out. I'm going to have to go over that, probably triple cut it. But if that's what it takes the first time, that's okay. Hey, I also got the good mower for it, right? But yeah, your secret is cut it lower when you're dealing with chickweed. That's the only way to fight that stuff. Man, some people, I've heard them go, oh, look how pretty that looks. I'm like, are you kidding me? That is like, it gives me the creeps. I look at it and I'm like, oh God, a chickweed yard. But hey, that's what you got here. Nobody around this town, or at least this part of the town, has irrigation or has their yard sprayed. But they'll have the freak come out and cut their grass. Heck, I've cut so many yards in this section of town. I mean, I remember people that are long passed away. Like some of those houses back there you see, I've cut those too. I've actually had to go in and change a light bulb for a little old lady. I've had to go help somebody move something down their basement. I've been in and on these properties all over this area. That's what happens when you do something for a long time. And I'm not saying you have to go out here and make a lawn care your life or anything, but if you do, don't feel bad. Other people are doing it too, like me, So don't ever think that it's something weird or anything like that. Or if you think about like nostalgic parts of your, life and business, don't think that's strange either. Because I'm doing it. I'm always kind of tripped out on everything. I'm like, God, I've had somewhere between 5 and 700 or 800 different customers in my life. Those are all people that I knew. They're long gone, and it kind of makes you think a lot about life and just how it goes. And speaking of going, I'm getting done with this yard. It's not the best, not the worst.
All done. All done. Now that was the hard way. This was not hard.
If you like this video, you need to check out the rest in the series. They go right along with the dates on the phone that are in the video. You can follow the entire season. I have the previous season on here too. So click that card on the left and make sure you didn't miss an episode. Click the card on the right and that will be a mystery video. Don't be scared.